Good morning, El Paso, and welcome back to your AMP podcast for this week, October the 3rd. Well, actually, the weekend of October the 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. That is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I am Angel, and let me go ahead and silence my phone so I don't get all that dinging here. And welcome to this weekend's podcast for events to do here in El Paso. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming back. Hopefully you went to some of the events that happened this past weekend. Hopefully you'll go to some of the events that are going to go on this next weekend. Again, this is going to be for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's a lot of things going on, and a lot of more relaxed things. Probably not so much partying and stuff. A lot of going outdoors. Things to start a little earlier. It's just getting, with the weather cooling down, people are willing to go outside a little bit more, a little bit earlier. And yeah, I mean, I can't blame anybody. It's gorgeous outside. This is actually just a perfect weekend. We did get some rain. It's, from what I've seen, it's kind of coming and going, pretty much throughout the city, depending on what side of the city you're at. But yeah, I mean, it seems like it kind of comes and goes. It gets pretty strong and then it kind of dies down. But I don't think that's keeping anybody from going out and enjoying themselves. We also have a lot of concerts, a lot of stuff that's going on indoors. So if you do get caught in the rain, chances are you're probably not stuck out in it. But yeah, I mean, I don't see anybody complaining about it. Just be safe. Be safe driving outside. And I've seen some people on their motorcycles and all that with the weather like this. I've seen a lot of signs that say, those look for motorcycles on the road. But yeah, everything seems to be kind of quiet. People seem to be out and enjoying themselves, so that's pretty nice. And yeah, me too. I mean, I can't complain about the weather. Everything's really nice outside. Everything seems to be kind of calm down, and from here on out, we're gonna have a lot of people enjoying themselves, and why not? We're gonna have a lot of the holidays coming up. People are definitely gonna be going out. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and get started. This week, the El Paso Space Festival is still going on. They do have a lot of events. I've been kind of having a hard time looking for those events. I don't have kids, so a lot of those events are not geared really toward me. But I know a lot of people, a lot of my peers, a lot of people in my age group, the millennials, do have kids and all that. Definitely it's always nice to be able to take your kids to to events that are geared towards them. If your kids are into all that space stuff, and it is pretty cool. So if you have any kids, or even if you're interested in all that, they do have the different events for the Space Festival going on, and that's just about as far as I can find. I mean, with the events with that festival, you just kind of have to look for them, and they have different things. They have like a night at the planetarium, so they have a bunch of different things like that. Go ahead and look for that if you have any kids or anybody in your family that you would want to take that would enjoy all that. As far as specific dates, I don't know what specifically is going on, what days for that. So I am sorry about that. I just wanted to cover that since that's kind of one of those things that's going on for a while. I think it was like a couple weeks where that's all kind of encapsulated in there. So I wanted to mention that before I get into the actual days. You know how I usually do it: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So yeah, one of the first things that I have here is gonna be the on the over on the west side at the Sullen Park Casino at the Sullen Park Mall. They're gonna be having this year's fall carnival out there, and that's pretty much gonna be going on through the weekend. And it starts Thursday at 5 in the afternoon, and they'll have usually what they have out there at the carnivals. For this weekend, it's going to be the one in the parking at the Sullen Park Mall. And they have the regular stuff, the usual. Your wristbands, you go in, go get some funnel cake and all your snacks, and out there go on some of the rides. So yeah, don't forget about that. It starts Thursday, the 3rd, over at the Sullen Park Mall. And also Thursday, we have the is it the farmers market? No, actually that's Friday. Well, actually on Thursday we'll have the so it's still on Thursday. We have a couple more here on Thursday. The one thing that I did see as far as concerts is going to be the concert by the what is it, Mexican or Latin American artist. I don't know if she's actually Mexican or from some other like South American or Central American country, but it's Natalia Lafourcade, and she's going to be at the Plaza Theater. And I don't know what is going on. The only information that I'm getting is it's still going to be announced when the actual concert starts. But I do know the information that I could come up right now is that it's going to be going on Thursday. That's about all the information that I have. And that's going to be over at the Plaza Theater. Also Thursday, and I think this is one also throughout the weekend, is going to be Disney on Ice at the Coliseum. And this one, for some reason, this one's called Mickey's Search Party. And I mean, I don't know. It's just kids like Mickey Mouse, and I understand. But yeah, that's going to be going on also through the weekend, starting Thursday night. And that's going to be that's the one that I've always seen, for as far as I can remember. All the Disney on Ice events are at the El Paso County Coliseum. So let me see. Did I already? Oh, and starting on Thursday, the comic strip is going to have Steve Kramer, and I do believe that one's also Thursday, Friday, Saturday, possibly. I haven't seen Sunday. But he might also be there Sunday. And that's about everything I have for Thursday. It's, Thursdays, I never considered Thursday like a going out and doing stuff outdoors or going out to shows or things like that. But yeah, depending on your schedule or whatever time you go in to work. Friday, Thursday is also a nice night to go out. But yeah, so that's about all I have for Thursday. So moving on to Friday, also pretty quiet during the morning because it's a Friday. Hopefully it'll be payday for most of you. For me it is actually, so it's kind of nice. Anyway, so moving on to the events for Friday, October. And it's nice. First weekend of October. All of October is pretty much just about Halloween, which is pretty nice. We don't see a lot of houses decorated anymore. Just an observation, but people it's still kind of nice. It's nice to have something fun just outside of your house, maybe a pumpkin or some little cartoonish ghost or whatever. Or even if you're into the heavier stuff, maybe going to haunted houses and having the real scare displays outside of your house. And yeah, of course, the whole month of October, people have a lot of fun with that. My girlfriend really loves all that stuff. The Halloween, she's a big fan of bats, so it's kind of nice. Plus, bats are kind of cute, so can't blame anybody there. So yeah, anyway, starting on going back to Friday, October the 4th. Like I said, everything's going to be pretty quiet during the morning, and around 6 p.m. is when the next events start for Friday. So as I was talking about the El Paso Space Festival, Alamo Drafthouse is going to be taking part in that. For Friday at 6 p.m., they're going to be having a lot of space movies, pretty much in accordance to the El Paso Space Festival. And they're going to be showing, I think from what I saw, it was about 3 or 4 different space movies. One of them was, what is it, The Space Odyssey, 2001, The Space Odyssey. And yeah, and I'm not a big. Actually, I do like some of these space movies, like the Apollo movies and the Interstellar, the ones. And I mean, there's just a ton of them. But yeah, I don't know as far as the specific movies, which ones they're going to show. I do know that they show some of the classic movies. So yeah, that's what's going to be going on at the Alamo Drafthouse. Followed by at 7, they're also at Alamo Drafthouse are going to be having a Joker face painting party. I honestly don't know how that's going to work with the space movies and Joker. It just seems like 2 things that maybe don't go along. But I mean, this weekend it is the opening for the Joker movie. I don't really know as far as different movie theaters and things like that. Who's going to be showing? I think throughout this weekend it's going to be like select theaters. But I don't really know. But, you know, since in El Paso we're having the Space Festival and the Joker movies are opening, Alamo Drafthouse is taking part in those too. So, you know, go watch some space movies and go get your face painted. Why not? Also, we have another concert. This one I don't usually do a lot, but this one seems kind of like a bigger deal of a concert. And I do know a lot of people enjoy country music. I like some of the older country music, and I've kind of fallen out of listening to country recently, except for maybe a couple other songs that kind of venture out of country, kind of like that Old Town Road. That one really reached out of country, and if you've heard the song, you can obviously know why. So yeah, just go look out for that. But yeah, the country event going on this weekend is going to be actually at Fort Bliss at the Freedom Crossings, and that's going to be a concert by Josh Turner. And one of the things that I do remember from this guy is that he actually has a crazy deep voice, and he's got some of the older songs. Sorry, just had to hit pause there a little bit. If you listened to the last week episode, I was getting a little sick. I'm managing to fight it off, so I just, I'm getting better at this whole pausing thing. Anyway, so yeah, there's going to be that concert, and it's actually a free concert inside Fort Bliss. And Josh Turner, he's actually a very popular country singer, so that's probably inside Fort Bliss. I don't know if Fort Bliss has changed kind of how you go in there and things like that, but yeah, that's going to be at the Freedom Crossing at Fort Bliss. Josh Turner, Friday, that's starting at 6:30, and I don't know who might be opening for Josh Turner, but I'm sure there's going to be maybe 1 or 2 opening bands. 6:30 at Fort Bliss, Freedom Crossings. And then also for this weekend, for that Friday at 7 p.m., the Undisputed Craft House, not Crack House, Undisputed Craft House is going to be having their vintage circus art show and market. I actually just enjoy going to these little markets, especially the evening ones. And this one's going to be at Undisputed Craft House. I think, and last I heard, they actually have some special drinks going on for the month of October that they're going to be having. I'll try to post a picture up on the Twitter, maybe on the Facebook. But yeah, they're going to be offering some new drinks for the month of October, and they have this their vintage circus art show, and that's Friday at 7 p.m. If you don't know what Undisputed Craft House is, you could either just Google the name or Google address 1881 Saul Kleinfeld. And that's going to be going on Friday. Undisputed Craft House, vintage circus art show. And yeah, it's pretty cool. If you go out to the farmers markets and things like that, that one's a cool one. And the comic strip is going to be having Steve Kramer throughout the weekend, 7:30. The Disney on Ice is going to be going on also through the weekend. Sunland, what is it? Sunland Park Casino is going to be having their concerts, and it's not really more. I don't think it's so much of a concert, but it's more like a dance. You could they will have live music, a live band out there, and that's going to be Sunland Park Casino. This weekend they have Frecuencia. I have mentioned them here before, and I've checked them on YouTube. If you chances are you're listening to this on YouTube, so if you kind of like to go out and dance, maybe go check out one of their videos. Maybe you'll like it, and you could go out and have some fun on Friday. And then for the last event for Friday is going to be the Plaza Theater is going to be having this is a banda group. I'm not sure who they are. It's called the La Adictiva de San Jose. And all I have from them is their popular banda group. So, it's a little something for everybody. A little something for everybody. But yeah, it's going to be the last one for Friday. And that one starts at 8. Yes, starts at 8 p.m. at the Plaza Theater. All right, and moving on to Saturday. Saturday, from my little notes here, actually seems to be the most jam-packed day. Actually, the weekend, most of the events that are not your usual, like your markets and stuff like that. Some of the events that are going on Saturday are also going on Sunday, so we have a lot of 2-day events here, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Saturday seems to be the little more saturated day for this weekend. Let me see. So we're going to be starting at 9 in the morning on a Saturday. Saturday morning at 9, starting at 9, we're going to have the downtown artist and farmers market right smack in the middle of downtown El Paso. And that one's actually really, really kind of nice too. If you're already spending some time downtown, go check this one out, walk around a little bit. And I mean, probably chances are weather's going to be still pretty nice throughout the weekend, so you're going to be able to enjoy some of the time. You're going to be able to enjoy your time out there at the downtown farmers market. And on Saturday, continuing is going to be having. Well, actually, this is going to be a different one. We have the Magic Morning Market that is also over on the west side. If you know where the Upper Valley Farmers Market is on Mesa, right there in front of the Hobby Lobby, this one's actually right around the corner. If you keep going down on Mesa and then turn on Donovan, I believe, you'll see this this market right there. And they actually have a lot of vendors out there for this weekend. And I don't know which one. I don't know how long this one goes on. This was one of the first ones that I have seen in a while. I think I may have seen it a couple months ago that they had this one, and like I said, this one seems pretty full of different vendors and stuff like that. And it is in a very easily accessible area right there, right off of Mesa. And that's going to be also at 9 in the morning, Saturday, over on the west side. Let me see. And also, well, we actually have a lot of stuff going on Saturday morning, starting at 9, which is not crazy early. And I understand if most of you want to or enjoy waking up a little later on the weekends. I tend to I try to enjoy the weekends and try to go out and do things that I probably wouldn't do during the week, especially with them being days off and everything. So some of these events are really kind of nice to just go out, And even if you don't buy anything, or if you're not out looking to buy something specifically, once you're out at these markets or these events, there's always something nice, especially right now where the city's coming together really nicely. It's always nice to buy some things just that remind you of El Paso, that appreciate something to support the city. And these are certainly events that where you can do that. And I mean, yeah, there's a lot of really talented artists, a lot of local artists that are very talented and have a lot of different things that you can buy. So it's always kind of nice to go out and enjoy that. So continuing on Saturday, October the 5th, also at 9 in the morning, there's going to be kind of a newer one. And I think this is actually an event that is partnering with, I'm trying to say that this is maybe an individual, a person, I guess, that is taking care of this one. And it's going to be, from the information that I have, it's Dr. Kappas and Carol Brown. So I don't know if they're the ones that organize it or if they're actually going out there for like personal reasons. But they're actually going to a crash site right on the Franklin Mountains. And I mean, you probably hear crash site and you know what's this crash, but it's actually an airplane crash site, a B-36 to be exact, and that was actually back in the 50s. So they're going to be going on a hike. They are warning that this is actually pretty difficult, a difficult hike. So you should be in pretty good condition, and you should have some experience, and you should actually know what you're getting into. And they're gonna go ahead and start where Stanton Street ends, and it's called the 1,000 Steps Trail. So I actually Googled this one, and I mean, it's pretty. You could find it if you just Google the 1,000 Steps Trail. And yeah, just be ready, because this one, I mean, it warns that it is a difficult, maybe not overly difficult, but it is a difficult hike, and it takes kind of quite a bit of time. So yeah, this is actually kind of a new one, and it's actually pretty neat. But yeah, it's still a hike, and it's going to be early, 9 in the morning, right there at the 1,000 Steps Trail. Right, and that's going to be hiking over the Franklin Mountains, and it's going to be long. It's going to be difficult. So if you're going to look to do that, just make sure you know what you're getting into, or at least have somewhat of an idea. You know, you don't want anybody having an accident or biting off more than what they can chew out there at a hike. So moving on to we have the Art in the Park event. That's probably all I have on that one. It's Art in the Park. That's going to be over at Memorial Park. Chances are a lot of people know where Memorial Park is at. They actually, I remember going to the taco festival there. Maybe it was a while back, and I don't know if they did it then. They actually did it to promote a book that one of the authors was from El Paso. But yeah, Memorial Park, they're going to be having their Art in the Park. If you don't know, you could just Google Memorial Park. That is right there on Copia. And that's going to be starting at 10 in the morning this Saturday. And that's Art in the Park. And I think that one is also going on to Sunday. So it's Saturday, Sunday at 10 in the morning. It's going to be Art in the Park at the Memorial Park. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's close to... Well, it's actually, depending on which way you're coming, it's close to the Spaghetti Bowl right there near Copia. So yeah, that's going to be going on. Like I said, some of these events are going to be going on Saturday and Sunday. That's probably the first one that is starting Saturday, going on to Sunday. And then we have a couple of... I don't know if I should start doing some of these reading events. I certainly do encourage reading. I actually recently started getting into reading a little bit heavier than I had before. I used to only read things that either would really interest me or things that were more educational or something I could learn out. But I recently started reading into some history, and I'm already have a couple books that I'm looking into where it's just stories, some of your more famous stories, and then maybe eventually I'll get into. But yeah, I hadn't been into reading, and I actually don't know as far as also it's talking about some of these events that have to do with reading and taking out kids to read. I think you should also encourage young kids to start reading. That way they don't kind of lose interest, kind of like I did. And I think I'm still thinking if I should start talking about some of those. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes from here. So, but yeah, there's going to be a couple of events for reading also on Saturday. So one of the bigger events that I've seen and that I've actually attended before is going to be Speaking Rock's Rocking the Res Powwow. Oh man, the dogs just start barking right as I. Well, he's probably. Yeah, I didn't know if you guys could hear the dogs are going to start barking. They probably just saw a leaf go by. But yeah, this is actually just about as I was going to mention this Speaking Rock, the Rocking the Res Powwow. And this is actually, I consider this one a big event because I've seen it announced a lot. I think I even seen it on TV, but I heard it on the radio. I saw it online. And just from the fact that I've actually been to this event before, it is actually pretty big. All Native American tribes are very, very proud, and they have a lot of history in them. And if you've never been to, I encourage you to go to this one. It's really cool. They always have food. I mean, it's like any other kind of carnival or little fair. And this is one for El Paso is actually really interesting because you get to see a lot of the natives here in the city, obviously around the Isleta area, right around Speaking Rock, which is where I actually do enjoy going. This event is it's actually usually pretty big, and this is also the one event that I like I said, I saw it advertised a lot, and it is also going on for both Saturday and Sunday, and that one starts. It starts pretty early. I believe that one starts around 11, and it might actually start 11 on Sunday as well. And yeah, it usually gets pretty full at night when the sun starts going down. People are, I don't know, done with whatever they had planned during the morning, during the day, and this one gets full. Closer to when the sun starts going down. So yeah, it's gonna be. And that's actually gonna be at the close to Socorro. It's 1110 Tiwa Boulevard. And if you know where Speaking Rock Casino is, this is usually if you show up to Speaking Rock and you just take Socorro Road, maybe down for I think they have it there listed as 4 miles. You'll be able to see it there. But yeah, I mean, and if you just look it up, chances are you're probably on Facebook. If you just look at Rocking the Res Powwow, it'll come right up. Yeah, and that one's a big event. And like I said, that was gonna be Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, and that one's gonna be going all day, so you could go there whatever time you want. Just from what I've seen and from my personal experience, at night it's when it gets pretty cool. So after that, there's going to be a UTEP game, and their tailgate is going to start right there at the kid field at 2. And then I think the game starts around 5. So also the tailgaters also get pretty wild out there. They have a good time. There's always a lot of grilling, a lot of beer drinking and everything. I don't know how they handle all that, but that one starts Saturday, and the game starts at 5. So the tailgate, it's at 2:30, and the game starts at 5. And then from that, we start getting into the evening events. We have kind of a few evening events, concert, little thing like that. Of course, the comic strip is going to be having the comedian there. Disney on Ice at the Coliseum. And of course, the football game if you're going to be at the tailgate. And then later, starting at 8, the Plaza Theater is going to be having Andre Reyes he's one of the guitarists from the Gypsy Kings, and he's going to be performing some of the Gypsy Kings songs there at the Plaza Theater. That one starts at 8. And ticket prices vary. You know how that works. Closer, it's more expensive. Further back, it's a little more easier on your wallet there. And also, this one's also a big one. Everybody here in El Paso really, really loves this guy. And this is going to be the comedy show from Gabriel Iglesias at the Abraham Chavez Theater. It's fluffy. And this guy has a lot of love for El Paso. And he enjoys coming here a lot. And he does actually come here, I think, every year. And I know he was one of the people that was very vocal when we had that shooting that happened here in El Paso. And he had been wanting to do a show. And I'm sure he's going to have some sort of fundraising thing going on. Maybe he's going to doing a benefit for the people that were affected. I know I've heard whenever we had that thing happen here in El Paso, he was one of the people that sent a lot of support here, along with many others. And of course, El Paso is a very loving people. We include people. We welcome a lot of people. And Gabriel Iglesias certainly, as a Latino, he saw that and he reciprocated and gave some of that love back. And I know he's gonna be. He's gonna support El Paso like he usually does. He's been very proud. Of course, he's talked about Chicos forever. So yeah, he's gonna be here on Saturday, October the 5th. If you still haven't gotten your tickets, I recommend you do that because he's very loved, and even outside of El Paso, he's very loved, but by people in a lot of places that he goes, and that's gonna be at the Abraham Chavez at 8 on Saturday, and I think that's the only showtime that he has. So get on the tickets. Also, if comedy's not your thing, you can also go to different venues. They're going to be having a lot of different places. They're going to be having, maybe if you want to go out to dance or go out, maybe do some drinking or just going out and hanging out. This Speaking Rock is going to be having a Beatles tribute. And that one's also going to be starting at 8. And that, again, I don't know who's opening for them, but for Speaking Rock Casino, usually the events are really kind of nice. It's good music. Actually, most of the bands that they bring, if not all, are very talented. They're very good. They just bring really good. Talented musicians to their concerts, and best of all, it's always free, so it's more money for you to spend on your drinks and gambling there even before or after the shows. So yeah, it's always kind of a win-win there at the Speaking Rock. And like I said, maybe I am a little biased because I've enjoyed going there just to hang out, and if you catch a concert or some kind of show there, it's always pretty good time there. And also they're going to be having also concerts over on the west side of town. That is King Octopus. And they're also a variety band, so maybe something kind of enjoyable that you can probably dance to. Excuse me. Like I said, I try to keep from coughing here, but sometimes you just can't. I can't hit that pause button, I guess. But yeah, so that's pretty much everything that's going on Saturday. And I don't know if it's just me, but this weekends are starting to feel more calm from everywhere that I see people. It seems to be, people are in a little bit better moods just because the weather the weather kind of allows for that. And I don't know if it's just personal or what it is, but it just seems like yeah, just people enjoy their time when it's nice and cool out. Then we're going down to maybe we'll get a cold winter this year. Maybe we'll see. I wouldn't hold my breath, but you never know. But still, a lot of people just seem to be enjoying their day so much more. Everybody's a little better mood. Nobody's sweating, not like crazy. So yeah, I mean, go out and enjoy your weekends. Enjoy every day. Go out and enjoy. Chances are you work during the day, so by the time you get out of work, it's cloudy today. What is today? I think I'm recording on Tuesday. So it's nice and cloudy today, so it just seems everything's cooler, Yeah. Anyway, so last but not least, we're moving on to Sunday. Sunday, October the 6th, 2019. And please recommend this to friends, family, people you think might enjoy this. I primarily try to do this podcast to try to, whenever you're at work or whenever you're at home, you try to kind of just have some background noise even. And what best to end the podcast? That way you could get a little bit of background noise. You can feel like somebody's talking to you, and you can learn about the events that are going on this next weekend. This is a weekly thing. And I try to put some of the events that maybe you don't see advertised all over the place a lot that have to do with art. And maybe that targets, the median age person here in El Paso, which last I heard was close to 32, I believe. So yeah, like I said, that was my idea since before this podcast came about. I am starting kind of a little bit ahead of schedule, but my schedule is going to get a lot better from here on out. I've already started, so I'm a little bit just a hair ahead of schedule. And I think it's going okay. I'm not forcing it. I'm still kind of growing. I'm still kind of getting the hang of a lot of these, the things, how to do stuff. And chances are, hopefully you'll notice and hopefully you'll agree that this is getting a little bit better. So yeah, like I said, oh man, I'm sorry. Like I said, so since, this is kind of where it's still the starting stages, we're learning together, right? So anyway, Sunday. Going back to Sunday the 6th. Sunday, October the 6th of this first weekend of October, right? So again, these are actually still coming up a lot more and more, and I think it's a good thing. I encourage anything that has to do with health or being more environmentally friendly. Just even a little bit. Maybe just do a little bit of help consciously. I'll encourage any of that. Just because you hear it everywhere. The climate's not doing so good, and think about the future. And if you could do your part without it intruding so much in your life, why not, right? So yeah, so Sunday starting at 7 in the morning. Like I said, I'm going to be encouraging anything that promotes health, and this is the one for this Sunday. It's going to be the women's hike at Weiler Tramway there on what is it, Franklin Mountains also? So yeah, it's 1700 McKinley Avenue at the Weiler Aerial Tramway. You already know what that is, and that's going to be the women's hike for this weekend, starting at 7 in the morning. And then moving on, one of the other events that is also going on, and that it's been going on. I don't know when the last one is going to be, but they are going to be out there this Sunday, and that's going to be the Upper Valleys Farmers Market. And that's the one that sets up in front of the Hobby Lobby on Mesa, close to the I-10 there. And the Farmers Market starts at 11. Actually, I think it starts maybe a little earlier than that. But yeah, maybe they're starting a little later because the temperature is a little nicer. So, you don't have to be there so early. That way you're not out in the sun. But maybe with the weather the way it is, it's nicer throughout the day, a larger part of the day. And also continuing from Saturday, Memorial Park is going to be having their art in the park. And like I said, that's also continuing over from Saturday. And also the event that is also continuing is the Rocking the Res. Also, I already gave you all the information for that, along with the whole Disney thing. Just the Disney event at the Coliseum is going to be going on all weekend. Actually, beyond the weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which is more than a weekend, right? So yeah, it's going to be pretty much all the events that start pretty early on a Sunday morning. And as usual, that going on to that way to kind of wind down your weekend. Starting at 5, Sullen Park Casino is going to be having their mariachi Sundays. And yeah, that's going to be starting at 5. The carnival that is going on the west side, the Sullen Park Mall, is going to be going on. And also to help you wind down your Sunday and your weekend altogether, Alamo Drafthouse is going to be having the... Is this the original? And actually, no, it's probably not the original. Because I think the Addams Family came out with an original movie probably closer to the 60s. And you could correct me on that because I'm not too sure. The one that I grew up watching, the Addams Family movie that I actually grew up watching, was the one in the 90s. And Alamo Drafthouse describes it as a cult classic because, yeah, it pretty much is. And I think, personally, I think that one was the most famous one with Morticia and, Homer. What was that? Who was it? Gomez? I don't know, I get confused in English and Spanish. Was it Homer? I'm pretty sure it was Gomez in English. Gomez. Morticia doesn't change, but Gomez, yeah. And, that guy was at, Raul Julia, I believe, was his name. But, yeah, that dude, he owned the part. And if not, it was his most iconic part, from what I've heard. And, of course, you have Doc Emmett Brown, Christopher Lloyd as the uncle there, the crazy guy. But yeah, all iconic roles, both of them. So yeah, that's going to be going on at the Alamo Drafthouse at 6 p.m. And yeah, there's ticket prices and everything for that. And also to continue winding down, maybe the last event on your Sunday is going to be the comic strip with Steve Kramer, along with the Disney on Ice at the County Coliseum. That is also going on Sunday. To kind of wind down your weekend there. That way you can go out a little bit more. Yeah, on the weekends. And of course, like I said, here on the other side of the events that I do have, and this is actually going to be getting me a little bit out of my little order that I had here. And we're actually going to have to start going a little bit backwards. October 4th, the Socorro SAC, that is the Independent School District, the Activities Complex, right off 375, on October the 4th. That is Friday. Starting at 7, the SAC is going to be having their the Halloween movies. And they're going to be having Hocus Pocus, The Nightmare Before Christmas, there on the at the Socorro Independent School District SAC. And actually on the 4th, this Friday, they're actually going to be having only The Nightmare Before Christmas, and the other one is Hocus Pocus, but that one's not until October the 31st, and I'll remind you whenever that date gets closer. But yeah, this weekend is going to be on Friday 7:30. Socorro Independent School District SAC is Nightmare Before Christmas. And also with those ghost tours to continue on, Concordia Cemetery right there also actually close to the Memorial Park, Concordia is going to be having their ghost tour, Concordia Cemetery Ghost Tour, and that's on Saturday starting at 9. On Saturday, October the 5th. And then last but not least, like I said, I'm going to be focusing a lot more. And I wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I forgot this one. But yeah, I mean, the way I have it set up, I actually had this event on my phone. But it's going to be wrestling, and that is going to be this Sunday, again, to help you wind down your weekend. And this is actually going to be a wrestling show by Promoción 915 and 656. That's the area code for Juarez. So this is, the promotion company that covers wrestling both sides of the border. And they're going to be having at Tequila's Discotheque wrestling on Sunday. And that one starts at 4. It'll probably go on pretty late. And this is actually a pretty big event. They have a lot of really good wrestlers, along with the the midget wrestlers, the mini wrestlers. I don't know what they call them. But yeah, they're gonna have a lot of really, really good wrestlers. There's gonna be a lot of events. There's gonna be like a 3-way tag team match, and there's gonna be a lot of. It's just gonna be a big event. So yeah, that one's. I'm gonna try to be at most of that show, and that's going to be Sunday the 6th starting at 4 at Tequila's Discotheque. That is 810 Pendale Road. Tequila's, you pretty much know where Tequila's is. So yeah, that was, like I said, that was going to be a big one. I didn't say that I was going to try to get into the wrestling shows a lot, just since I'm somewhat connected to that world there. A lot of my family, some wrestlers in there. My family started some wrestling arenas and stuff like that. So I'm going to get into a lot of that, and we'll see. But yeah, so just, go out, enjoy this weekend, look out after each other, look out after yourselves, be safe outside, follow the podcast, share it with family, friends, coworkers, or whatever. If you enjoy it, hopefully. I think I'm just about to be able to set up my schedule here to where I'll try to. I'll have a little bit more time to devote to the podcast. And yeah, it'll probably keep changing little by little. But still, I'll try to keep doing it as I am doing it now, and hopefully keep making it better and a little more informative. But yeah, just follow the podcast. That is AMP EPTX on Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook. So just follow it, share. I'll try to keep you informed and all that good stuff. So yeah, be safe, have some fun. Tune in next week, and I'll talk to you guys later.